Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's a Wednesday and therefore it's PMQs, and it's the day when Stephen Flynn struggles to his feet, clinking of gin bottles all around him, and then he mumbles some question to the Prime Minister. That's on those times when the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak can even be bothered to turn up. But he did turn up today, and so Flynn did sort of grumble his way through and managed to get some kind of coherent question out. And it was the question of whether there's going to be an election called. Rishi Sunak looked at him and said, "Spoiler alert, there will be an election in the second half of this year." And then that was that. Stephen Flynn called him Fiat for not calling it in the summer. We're going to have a look at this because he likes to constantly do this and ask about the general election. And it's a very odd thing to do if you were Stephen Flynn, because he's never going to win one. He's likely, of course, to lose his seat. However, there are serious rumours, and very serious rumours indeed, that there is about to be an election called. It may even be called today. That is how harsh these rumours are. It could be a July the 4th general election. Let's celebrate the good old July the 4th, which is a very odd date. And I will tell you why in a moment. But if that is the case, then it just means that Stephen Flynn is soon to be out of a job, and that glum, bald head of his will never again be seen in the hallowed corridors of Westminster. And there'll be an awful lot of Tory MPs that will never be seen there again as well. Let's take a look. So Stephen Flynn labels Rishi Sunak Fiat if he doesn't call a summer election, despite the SNP facing heavy losses. Could be down as low as 13, possibly even fewer, single figures. And if the good people of Scotland pull their finger out and vote tactically, none. That would be the end of the SNP. That would be absolutely super. The SNP Westminster leader asked the Prime Minister if the rumours about a July the 4th general election was true, but was told that this would happen in the second half of the year, which does not rule out the date. Now, I was given a rumour by somebody about 2 hours ago. I've been sitting on it because it was just like, no, expect something, but I can't guarantee. So I wanted something more serious. Now, I've seen in other places now that there seems to be a galloping momentum, and it may well come to pass, but we shall see. Incidentally, I said what was something interesting about the 4th of July. In American notation, when they write dates, they always put July, July the 5th, whatever like that. It's month, day, year. Except for the 4th of July. Ironically, the only day of the year when they get the date format right is the day of the year when they left the confines of Britain and became an independent country and threw away our dating system and went with a completely different odd one. So instead of day, month, year, they went month, day, year. The only country in the world to do it, and it annoys every other country in the world, and they won't change because, we're the goddamn United States. And so let them. They all look stupid though, don't they? Anyway, Stephen Flynn has labelled Rishi Sunak Fiat if he does not call a summer election, as rumours swirl that one could be called on July the 4th. The SNP Westminster leader directly challenged the Prime Minister over this speculation, with the Tory leader refusing to confirm or deny it. Now, why is that rife now? Normally, those people who, when asked about this, would deny an early election are silent. There is no denial of an early election. That is very, very telling. There is articles now appearing in The Spectator, for example. There are articles online. Everybody is starting to see that the gearing up is for the 4th of July. And I think I know what's happened. They've just had fantastic news about inflation, 2.3%. That would mean almost certainly an interest rate cut in the early part of June when they have the next meeting. And that will just kick in just in time. Falling interest rates, low inflation. They're starting to do the flights to Rwanda. It's a possibility. Also, of course, I think the fact that Rishi Sunak has had enough stress and bother doing the job, and I think he wants to, go off, relax, and spend a lot more time with his untaxed money. Anyway, the SNP is on track to lose more than half of their MPs. Way more than that, hopefully, according to recent polling, with Scottish Labour being predicted to overtake them to become the biggest party in Scotland. And it would mean the end for Humza Yousaf's independent strategy, which would see them request a referendum or break up the UK if they won the general election in Scotland. Ain't never going to happen. They are done. Flynn, whose Aberdeenshire seat, South seat is, sorry, Aberdeen South, not Aberdeenshire. Aberdeen South seat is one of those at risk due to unionist resurgence. Maybe. There's a video following this one. The video following this one you want to watch. And it's just clicked why I think the video that follows this happened. Okay. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You want to watch the next video. It'll be out at 3 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. Anyway, the Prime Minister failed to rebuff the 4th of July rumours, but added, here's a spoiler alert, there is going to be a general election in the second half of the year. The 1st of July is the beginning of the second half of the year. The rumoured date falls within this threshold, and it's also in the midst of the Euro 2024. So he's going to hope to capitalise on a bit of England winning at the football, Scotland winning at the football. Who are we kidding? England winning at the football, and, you know, a bit of uplift and things like that. Sorry, Scotland, but let's face it. You've actually got an easier group, but, you know. Mr. Sunak added, the British people will, in fact, see the truth about the honourable gentleman opposite, talking about Sir Keir Starmer, who is also soon, I'm afraid, going to be out of a job when Labour win the election, become the next government, and then boom, coup d'etat, Starmer's out, and Angela Rayner will be put in, and there she is, common as muck, Manchester, not quite that's more Liverpool, isn't it? You know, mad for it, mad for it. She'll be mad for it. She was mad for it, wasn't she? She was mad for it. I shouldn't do that, you know. I really shouldn't. I don't know why I'm doing it. Probably because I loathe Angela Rayner. Woman who left school, couldn't read, couldn't write, could have babies. Anyway, he said, the British people, in fact, see the truth about the honourable gentleman opposite, Sir Keir Starmer, because that'll be the choice at the next election. A party that is not able to say to the country what they will do, will put at risk our hard-earned economic stability, or the Conservatives, delivering a secure future for all the United Kingdom. The answer annoyed Mr. Flynn, who accused his rival of playing games with the public. He then brought up Lord Cameron's calls for the government to scrap plans to curb graduate visas, which allow overseas students to live and work in Scotland, and urged him to agree with this. Blah, 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 blah. Minor politicking. We don't care. That ain't the story. The story is, he's called for an election. Sunak has not denied it, and no one is. And it is a very, very strong rumour that he's going to call an election today. If so, you heard it here first, folks. Now, I'm going off to polish my picture of Angela Rayner and then place it in the toilet so that I've got something to aim at. Coming up. You know, it struck me. Angela Rayner is to the Labour Party what Mary Black is to the SNP. She's a strong, independent woman what don't need no man. She's a gobshite, and she speaks a curious language that no one can understand. And they're both thick as chips. Any old ho. Yeah, it's looking seriously like there's going to be an election. All the usual sources that deny are silent. People are running around. Apparently there's great momentum inside number 10. And as I say, I had this 2 hours ago. Someone sort of ticked me a message and says there's something happening and there are rumours of an election. 2 hours ago I got that. And I think it might come. Who knows? As I say, it's all rumour. Don't believe a word I'm saying here. It's rumour, but it's strong. Thank you very much for watching. Do please keep an eye out, because if an election's called, I'm going to be straight back out. So definitely hit the subscribe button. Don't want to miss. And also, the next video. You trust me. You do not want to miss the next video. It is stunning. What comes out of Kate Forbes' mouth is stunning. Don't miss it. Till then, goodbye.